24 northeastern Minnesota projects are getting help from a bonding bill that passed in the final minutes of the legislative session. And one of the biggest projects is at the deck, which is going to get more than $4 million to make urgent repairs to pipes. It's one of 5 Duluth projects getting money, along with the Lakewood Water Treatment Plant, hangars at the 148th Fighter Wing, the Duluth Air Traffic Tower replacement, and moving the Union Gospel Mission. And Mayor Roger Reinert says while they didn't get everything they wanted, this is good news.
$25 million in a community our size is going to be good news, not just for those projects, but also for the people that are doing the work. You know, when we do trade work, when we do union trade work, that money stays local and gets circulated back into our community.
Some of the other big Northland projects include Ely water supply improvements, an International Falls water treatment facility, a citywide infrastructure project in Keewatin, I-35 commercial development in Proctor, and sewer and water extensions in Rice Lake. And before they wrapped up, lawmakers also approved money to modernize outdated computer systems. As we've reported, the systems used to enroll people in programs like Medicaid and SNAP. Those systems date back to 1989, using complex codes that must be entered multiple times manually. Well, now the state has dedicated $90 million to improve the systems. The project will take several years to complete.